And we're live. What up, though? It's your boy BlaKCinc. And I'm back with Cash Coin and Currency, trying to help y'all get some more cash, some more coins, some more currency. And this time, for real, this is like the real currency this time. The cryptocurrencies and all those other ones. And when you do get when Uncle Sam hit you with that airdrop, what you gonna do with your currency. I'm trying to give you guys a couple ideas on a way to stretch them dollars, because it's more than we got 1,200 at the first time, then we got 600. Now we going up to 1,400, but it's still not a lot of money. So you definitely want to try to stretch it as far as you can. And I'm here to give you a little advice. So basically, it's like three things you can do with it. You could invest it. It's like one option. It's like different ways you can invest it. You can save it, like not do anything, just hold it for an emergency, which is not a bad idea. You never know when something's gonna come up. So save it, invest it. There was a third one, but yeah, one of those three. It's different ways you can. I guess I was talking about the different ways you can invest, and there's multiple ways of doing that. You can get into like traditional stocks. Robinhood, everybody's trying to day trade and do that kind of stuff now. Buy you some cryptocurrencies, invest in one of those, and see if you can grow your money that way. And yeah, maybe try to start a business. I think that was the third thing I did. And I meant to put a link in the description. There was a site I found. It said 500 businesses to start under $500, and 1,400 bucks. Take a couple cracks at it, and you might get something that can continuously, make you more money, as the days and weeks and months and years go on. And that's what I really want to talk about, is some things that, if you got a longer term horizon, as far as your expectations, as far as you're not trying to look for a quick flip, or if you got the patience to wait on those gains, a couple ideas that might, help you out. Like I said, the first advice I would be is, don't try to be a superhero and start paying a bunch of bills, because those bills is not going to stop coming, and then you're going to be mad that the money's gone. And you'll be upset that it's still more bills. So, try to find a way to make more money to, keep bringing something in. One is just a safe bet. I think is right now, Ethereum has been falling a lot. But if you were to just buy some Ethereum and just hold it until price went up a little bit, and then cashed out when price rose, I'm kind of hard headed. I'm expecting it to at least clear 2,200. But I think, $3, $4, $5,000 Ethereum is like right around the corner. I think once the hype and the hype built up around the project, and people got into cryptos, and they wanted to buy something other than Bitcoin, just like last time they looked for something different. The network getting clogged up, and those fees and those prices really just kind of slowed down the growth. But what you did see is that growth that was going into Ethereum has spread into a lot of the other projects laterally. BNB, Binance chain, it's a side chain. It's on Ethereum. It's basically built on top of Ethereum. But all of the transactions, occur on their network, so you don't pay all those fees that you pay on the Ethereum network directly. So a lot of these side chains are making a lot of money. Matic, it's another one, BNB, Matic. Those are two really good altcoins, alternative coins you can look at, that are just going to continue to get adoption as long as Ethereum is having these problems. There is a little, silver lining on the horizon. They are working on ETH 2.0. Coinbase is already offering staking ETH that's using that platform. The one downside to the staking Ethereum is that you have to wait so long. You don't know when the project is going to be finished. So you kind of got to dedicate 2, maybe 3 years before you see any gains. And 2, you just got to have a lot of Ethereum. But once that ETH 2.0 takes over, I think the fees will really go down drastically, a really big, huge change. And a lot of the chatter is sooner than later. A lot of people, they're looking for solutions sooner than later. So hopefully. But like I said, Ethereum is a really good bet as far as some good price movement to where you could see a double up sooner than later. Bitcoin, I think, is a more long term play. Um, right now we're stalling out at like this 60,000. I do think there's another leg up to like maybe 80,000, 88. That's a nice number I like. But I just feel like, the energy is going to take to get that high, and then the potential for a downtrend. You know, kind of late in the game. You might want to wait until Bitcoin falls a little bit before you start buying it again. I like anything under 50,000, but I would wait until it goes down to maybe 40, 35,000 before I start trying to buy Bitcoin. That's just me though. But some altcoins that I do like and love, is just the tried and trues. It's my beloved. I mean, I got Hex, but I want to show you some that are on the BlaKC Cash Coin Currency tabs. And I don't know why I keep saying that. Cash Coin Currency. If you go to that site, there is an Instagram page. Maybe I should link that too. But you can it'll link you directly to the site. You can go to the thumbnail on the home page, but when you go to the coin page. And there are a lot of coins that are really performing really well. Chaining down a bit. Trust Swap up to 245. Swipe over $3. Swipe was almost $5 at one time this summer. That might be a good one. It's kind of late now. The party may be coming to an end, but again, a lot of these coins, once you really want to look for some red and buy some of that blood in the streets, and just as a long-term horizon over the next 3 to 4 years, just keep an eye and pick it up on the on a downtrend when you can. But I think this whole industry is going to at least, just overall do about a 10x, from here over the next 5 years. Like you said, Bitcoin should be at least, all of these prices. This is a really undervalued market. It just hasn't developed enough yet. It's still really new. So there's a lot of problems that haven't been solved. And when you talk about finance, nobody wants to really gamble at finance. They kind of want to see it working and let me see what it does first. You do it first and then I'll get in. So I just think now is a good time to get in early on these markets. And really like Hex. I want to talk about this one because this is my biggest holding. I don't want to say only holding, but close. As you can see, it's performing well. And what I really like about Hex is when you do see the overall market trends as far as how the market moves, most of the market follows Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is on the uptrend, the whole market is following as far as this bull run we're on right now. And when Bitcoin is down, most of the market is down. They kind of follow Bitcoin's lead. But on those days when you see the green, sometimes you may see a little red, but for the most part, Hex is on a steady, slow uptrend. And even on the red days, you just continue to see green days throughout Hex. And that floor is just rising and rising and rising. And not only do you get increase in the dollar value and your fiat value, but when I look at my wallet, I just keep seeing the amount of Hex tokens that I have just continue to increase and increase. Just from the interest and from the staking. And, the downside is on the Ethereum network, there's the fees for, staking, unstaking, and they're getting astronomical. But even more on the horizon, if you look into the Hex Telegram, and in some of the developer sites, you're seeing them looking at developing a ETH fork, where they're going to fork ETH and run system state on that network. So just like BNB did, Binance was on Ethereum first, they forked, and now they have their own side chain. That's the same thing with EOS. You're seeing it done over and over, so I think that's where it's going. I don't know if that's going to benefit anyone who's on the layer 1 right now. A lot of the stuff that you build on layer 2, you have to go through layer 1 to convert. So but it will be easier to onboard new users. So I think that kind of hiccup will be out of the way. But yeah, Hex. Also another one is Tron. I don't have Tron up here. But as far as like you said, Tron was a Ethereum token. It forked into its own network, and now it's running fine, on its own platform. So, uh, yeah, just a couple things in cryptocurrency. I did want to show you why I think gold is not a good buy. Um, I'll pull up the gold chart right now. This is gold over the last, and I guess we'll go to the yearly chart. Gold has been around a few years. Let's go weekly, just so we can see multiple years. And as you can see, like since 2012, this is just not as far as an investment. Now, as a store of value, I mean, sure, your gold is going to be worth about, what it should be worth. It was about almost 2000 back in 2011. And then 10 years later, it was about or almost 2000 again. But it was down under that most of the time, And then it looks like we're on a downtrend back to those lower levels. Maybe coming up, like I said, we do have some support here. So you could see gold coming back up again. But I mean, it didn't even really test this resistance. So if it was to make it there, I think it'll see another rejection, probably. Possibly. But if you hold something for 10 years, you don't want to be in the same spot where you were 10 years ago. You definitely don't want to be about 30% lower. So if you got a lot of money and you want to make sure you keep a lot of money, maybe gold is a good place to kind of keep it, so it's going to be secure. You're definitely not going to get hacked in gold as far as the technology risk. But yeah, don't just, if anything, I would buy silver. That's just a more scarce. But even both, you can pull them out of the ground. It's as far as the supply, you're never going to be, as far as the supply and demand, it's never just going to get scarce to where you can't get it. It's always going to be a market. But anyway, enough about that. How about my Hex? Let's go to the Hex chart real quick just to show. And why I'm getting like really excited. Actually, I want to start over. I'm going to delete all of these lines. And if you can see, like just recently, there was a really long line of resistance. And that's what you want to do. That's why I'm going to look at some of these other stocks. Because the stock market, it still is a good hedge against inflation. I mean, they're printing the money like out of thin air. So what you think they spending it on? Get you some stocks too. But you see this long resistance line here? And even if well, that's scary. Pretend we didn't see that. But I want to go here to show this one. This big resistance that got broken. And then what you want to see is the price retested and then continue to move higher. And so that's where you're at right now. Usually when you see that, it goes to the top of that resistance. So when you talk about price movements, and then once it reaches that ceiling usually turns into a floor. So if that ceiling could turn into a floor at over, 2 cents, I might go buy me an island or two, let's go buy an island, baby. But then again, it could just come and test this ceiling. This is what I was looking at. Like, so 1.5 cent wouldn't be a horrible. I wouldn't mind being on top of that one either. 1.5. But just possibilities, But that's crypto. Let's get off the crypto, bro. I might want to get into me some Airbnb. This is Airbnb. It just released end of December. So we're seeing this nice little run up here while y'all was watching it. And I was saying this was a critical moment. If it couldn't get resistance, it'll fall down a little bit. It did. And that's a great buy right there. And you can really see where it's tested that line again. It held up as far as the resistance, and then started to rise, and then this same level has held up. Um, so I want to move that up and see what that do. Yep. So yeah, this might be a great time to buy you some. Buy. Um, Top of that resistance is here. If that's there, then I can expect price to go. Oh yeah, 225. Maybe put in a call option for some, BNB. It's looking good. Man, you see that? You got any that's my options lady. I got an options lady, When you got options, what I'm saying? You got options. But yeah, that's Airbnb. I like Airbnb. It's it's on a nice little uptrend, a correction, and could see some rise to the top. Tesla is looking kind of rough though. I was looking at Tesla back, and this is beginning of March. Really? Oh, February. Okay. We did expect to see that. We did expect to see that. We did expect to see this. So yeah, and actually that should have been more like right there. Let me move them up, bruh. I told y'all I'll move you up, bruh. Yeah, we see that. You see that happening there, so that's what I'm expecting. But I do see this line of resistance building up right here. You know what I'm saying? So your boy probably could, do one of these.
Never done this before, but this is fun.
Got the NCAA tournament getting marked up. Click on one of the previous videos. I did a little what I think might happen. If you want to lose all your money, you can take my advice. But yeah, I really could delete all of that. But basically what we saying is that price, this is a line of resistance, and I should really move that up, because that's resistance that's building there. Boom, and look at there. Look at there, price hit. Now I'm not ready to go up yet. So this is some pretty strong support here on this line. So I feel like that was a good jump off point. It may come back and test again, and then work inside of this triangle until it bounces out. So could get some good sideways movement on Airbnb. Sideways is good when you want to accumulate and get more before I think it takes another move up. I think all the stock market is getting ready to take a move up. Look like it's been down for a couple weeks. I haven't been paying attention. You tell me. I don't know. But yeah. Good talking to you. Bitcoin. Oh, there's a couple charts. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin went from $10. Well, from $1 to $10 to $200 to $1,200. This is where we got introduced here and saw this huge run up and then way down. Now I want you to pay attention to this 20,000 back down to about 3,000. That's real. And I think we could see, and this 28,000 should really be more like 58,000 right now to where we at, a little more than double. But, don't be surprised if we see like a drastic like down before we take another huge spike up, because we just haven't seen it. It's been like a straight line up these past couple weeks, ever since, let's look at it. Since the election, it's been just a straight line up, And so you get those triangles down to correct. And I think, yeah, nice little triangle down right quick. I don't know when this week was. When do we have some 500? Oh, yeah, that one. It was that day. Jesus. Lucky. Yeah, I don't think that's a real wick. I don't think that really happened. But anyway, thanks for listening. All of you out there. BLAKCINC. Click the tab, click the link, share, subscribe, all that. Appreciate you for watching. Bye, nigga.